Hi all. It is a 2-day SQL Bootcamp that I have planned for covering the most basic topics and needed topics for data analysts and data scientists. So in the first day we will be covering about the core of retrieving the data from the table, filtering it out as per the business needs, and second part will be about summarizing them and providing it with matching it with the KPI values that are required. So here we'll be looking towards select from as distant and where clause along with in between like and is null, order by clause, and also we'll be seeing to the null handling. And in summarization and connection we will be looking about aggregation functions like count, sum, average, min and max. Group by having difference there will be a big confusion between what is having and where, because both are going to filter thing as per the condition. So we'll be looking at that too, and we'll be looking at four types of joins as of today, like inner join, left, right and full, and conditional logic like case when. So here I have taken, it is a practical set, so that along with me, if we are able to practice, just practice. Here I am using SQL Workbench. So here I have taken a e-commerce practice data set. Here in the we'll be having a customer table and an order table. I have mentioned customer table as a dimension table because customer table is like something that holds information about customers. So the table that are holding information are known as the dimension table, and the fact table, that is the order table, is something that holds the data about the events that's happening. In our example we have taken e-commerce, so here orders plays the event roles, and in other sectors or domains there will be some other fact tables that will work on with. So here in the customer table we are having customer ID, name, city, email, loyalty status, and in order table we are having order ID, customer ID, the quantity, total amount and the ratings. I have mentioned the quantity, total amount and the ratings because I just want to even make a mini EDA project out of the content that we are learning at this day one. So let's see in the workbench. I have already created. So for creating, as you all know, for creating we use create table. So the continued by the table names customers. So we are having customer ID with the customer ID, which is the primary key. Primary key, as you all know, it is something that should not have any null values, and it should have unique values too. If any column that satisfies these two conditions, then that column will be considered as the primary key. So customer ID is something that will be giving for each customer separately and uniquely. It won't repeat, so it satisfies the uniqueness, and without customer ID being filled we will not be able to process the details of the customer, so it cannot be null. So we are taking customer ID as the primary key. Next comes the name of the customer, the city in the where the customer is, email ID is unique for everyone, so it has to be a unique value, and the loyalty status we are having as per the e-commerce, we are having like gold, silver and bronze. Then I have also created the orders table with an order ID here. Here order ID plays as the primary role, as we have discussed. This is the reason for making it as the primary key. Then customer ID and product ID, quantity, total amount, order date, rating and rating. Here we have also introduced foreign key. Foreign key is the customer key because here we have to establish a relationship between the customer and the order table. Fine. So in both the tables you will be able to find the particular column to be common, that is the customer ID. So we have, in order to establish a relationship between two tables, we need to mark a particular column that is common for both the tables as the foreign key. So here we are marking foreign key as the customer ID, referring to the customers table customer ID. I think you are able to get this. This is how we create. This is the first thing of creation. After creating, you will be able to you are able to see in the left side, you will be able to see the customers and the orders table. And after creating it, we will be looking into inserting values in it. So here we have inserted values like I have already inserted the values of some of the some of the customers. For just I have taken it for just an example, so I am making it as simple. Getting like 5 customers and the orders also, like 7 orders that they have placed. Okay. So you can find all about, you can find the loyalty status as marked silver, gold, bronze. So we are working in like that. So let's select and see whether these datas are being working. So first one, let's see. Yeah, you will be able to see the customer ID. One is name, the city, email, and the loyalty. So everything has worked fine. We have created a table. We have created a table, and we have inserted the values into it. Inserting values is insert into the table followed by the table name and all the variables that all the column names that you are going to use, followed by values, and you can follow with the set of things that you are going to insert. So DHDA, you can see in the right side, DH underscore DA is the database I am working on, a database that I have created for my own and I am working on it. Okay, so from here you will be able to find the purpose of select function. Select function is used to retrieve columns from the table that we have created. So the star represents that it is going to derive all the contents, all the columns from the particular table. That's the purpose of star. You can see the data sample here also, the customers one, followed by the data sample of orders. So okay, then this is the select. So select is what we are talking about. So when you go into select, you will be able to find 3 things. One is select, and another one keyword is from. So select is used for retrieving the columns. So select is followed by the followed by the columns that are required. Okay, so from, it is going to derive from which table. We need to specify the table. The from is followed by the table name. The from is followed by the table name. This is how this works. This is how the select works. Okay. So in order to make this this particular line as comment, we all if you are familiar with any other programming language, you know comment is something that we use for documentation. It won't be used while running it as a query or any other programming languages also. So here you control and if you hit control and slash, you will be able to make it as a comment. So this is how the select works. So yeah, here we can see that they are selecting name. Here retrieve customer name and city. Okay, that is the thing that they have given, and city, renaming city for clarity. Okay, so we have to rename the city for clarity. I think we can also do this one. So the option is like selecting customer name and city. Okay, customer name and city. So if we have given name, so name, comma, city. Okay, from customers. So if we run this particular thing, you will be able to get the name along with the city they are born. So they want us to make the column name city more clearer. So we are going to make it as customer location. So to give a new name for the column, we use as. As is like alias. So city here will be aliased as customer location. Okay, so if you run this, you will be able to see that the name column and the customer location, which was city before, has now changed to customer location. Okay, I think this is being clear. So here also you will be able to see the output. And next comes the distant. Distant is like unique values. Here you can see, we can see through the customers table. You will be able to see the cities like London and New York is being repeated. But if you are working on a particular thing and a particular business need, and you just need to count the number of cities that our franchise is working on, It is a business problem that we are facing with. We just need to know the cities in which our franchise is working on. If you try to count all the data, all the cities or all the rows, then you would be ending up in getting a really wrong number out of wrong evaluation. For example, if you are see, if you are going to do like you are going to select city from customers, you will be able to see that you will be getting the repeated values also. London is repeated 2 times and New York and repeated 2 times. We have a aggregation function as count, which will be used to count the numbers, like the counting that we used to do in our young age. Okay, so if, we will be talking in detail about that when we go to aggregation. Here, if you use count and if you run this query, you will be able to see that the count of cities is 5, and you will have a wrong interpretation that the number of cities that our franchise is working on is 5. But that's not really true, because New York and London is being repeated. So that's where the distinct value comes in, distinct keyword comes in. When you use distinct is going to just fetch you out the unique values. So you can see here distant. Okay, see, you will be able to, after running this command, you will be able to see that you get just 3 values. Okay, just 3 values, and when you see that only 3 values and nothing is being repeated, so it is ignoring all the duplicates that are already present. So this gives you a clear idea of all the cities that you are working on, and if you even make a count function over it, you will be able to find the exact number of franchise you are having for their particular outlet. Okay, then let's go to filtering, which is more important. So filtering, as you all know, filtering is used to derive the rows that satisfy a particular condition we make. So it is like, first it is like a row filter. So before seeing the question that we are going to deal with, let's go with the comparison operators that we use. Here we will be using equal, not equal, okay, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. These are the comparison operators that we will be using with. So let's first talk about the example 3. Here you are able to see the question is about finding orders with total amount strictly greater than $75. So let's first, we need to check how the order table is. So let's run this particular comment. Okay, let's keep the cursor here, and if you hit this thunderbolt, you will be able to run this. Okay, yeah, you will be able to find this order already being fetched. So you are having order ID, customer ID, product, quantity, total amount. Okay, total amount is in decimals, order date and rating. So they are asking us to get orders. So we just focused on the order ID. So here let's go and fetch the order ID. Select order ID from, let's go with order ID as well as total amount first. Okay, so that we will have a clear idea. Okay, from orders, hit the thunderbolt, and your query has to be executed. We are having a problem here. I have not mentioned orders. Okay, no, yeah, we have got the order ID along with the total amount. So here our point is to get those with total amount greater than 75. So here, as we see, it is a small amount of data. We will be able to find this order 1 will be returning, and this won't, the second one will not satisfy, third one will not satisfy, because they are asking strictly greater than. So 75 will not be included. So 90 will be there and 150 will be there and this 90 will be there. Okay, so we'll be getting these amounts. So from orders, here is where the where clause comes. It's like a simple English, where total amount is greater than 75. Okay, it is in decimal, so better to give it in decimal. And let's see. See, the things that we made are coming in the right thing. So we are able to filter it out and use it. So I think this idea, this is easy, this is simple as in English. We say no that get this particular data where this is satisfied. So where is followed by the condition that we need to apply in order to filter the rows that are needed. So okay, next, using the logical operators. Here the logical operators are and or. Okay, so and is where when both the conditions that are placed both in left and right side of the and has to satisfy, only then that particular row will be returned, or else that particular row will not be written. Or condition is like either condition, like either of the condition in the right or in the left gets approved in the particular row, it goes with that row and picks that row for the work we have to do. So here we are going to use and to restrict by two fields. Okay, here our goal is to, here you can see the goal, find silver loyalty customers who live in London. A good question that we have to work on. So here okay, here it's fine. Okay, we have select, as usual we will select from customers because it is already about customers. So customers, here they want silver customers living in London, so two conditions has to be satisfied. So we have to select, let's select the name of the customer as well as the city as well as their loyalty state, so that we can check whether we are right or wrong. Okay, loyalty status, from which table we are going to select, it's from customers. Okay, so where loyalty, sorry, it is already appearing, is silver. And okay, we are going to give another condition. What is the other condition? City is equal to London. That's it. We are going to work wonders here. See, we are getting just allies, London and silver. You can check to the result. Yeah, we have got the correct result out. So this is how the this is known as combining conditions. Like combining two or more conditions, we can use and or. Okay, and then comes filtering with in and between. So in, if you are going to use in, then you will be followed by a list that you are going to give. Like from a list, select the customers from this particular list, and inside the list you can give any sorts of like numbers if you want to filter it according to the numbers, or it will be, if you are familiar with other programming language, you will know what is a list is. It will be a array of, you can also say it is an array of data. Okay, so in is used in such conditions. Between and, between is used in mostly when you are working with you know what is the minimum value and what is the maximum value. So we will go with an example and find it out. See, find orders with rating 4 or 5. First we will work with that. We are going to find orders. Okay, we are going to find orders. So here you will be able to see the orders. Yeah. So find orders is about finding the order ID. Okay, where the rating is 5 or 4. Here you can use rating is equal to 5 and or rating is equal to 4. We'll just get the rating also so that we can check, right? So this is also a good way. But right here you can see thing that we are using again and again, rating is equal to 5 or rating is equal to 4, and if you are asked about to find ratings that are below 4, you will be writing a condition like ratings is equal to 3, or it is a continuous things, and here redundancy plays in. We are just repeating the boilerplate code again and again and again. So in order to just cancel it out and make it better, we are going to use in. Okay, so here rating in 5 comma 4, so it is going to work like a same like or condition. Either if the rating is 5 it will be giving it out, or 4 it will be giving it out. Let's run it again. See, you are getting the same results here. So they're even asking another questions. Rating is between 3 and 5. We have already worked, so we are very much familiar with the minimum and the maximum value here. So we are going to select, well, let's copy this. Okay, paste it here, where rating between 3 and 5. This has to give, see, between is like 3 and 5. Okay, so it will be including 3 as well as 5, so I'll be getting an extra order that is having the rating 3. Okay, this is how we do with the filtering in and between. Okay, next is wildcards. Wildcards, it's like mostly used along with the strings in order to derive the values of the strings. Here the example they have given is finding names starting with A. So first we will work on this, and then we will work on an important business where they use it. Okay, so first wildcard is like percent. Percent placed before or after a letter, like example A followed by percent, is like giving that the particular name starts with A and all other characters I am not going to bother, it's not going to bother me. So where the percentage lie is the place where we are not going to bother about anything. If I am going to put percentage front followed by A, that in that place starting can be anything. I'm not bothered about it, but the name has to end with A. Okay, it is like that we'll be using percent. Underscore represent exactly one character. Like one character is to get exactly one character, we'll be using underscore. So here let's they have given like where the name starts with A. Let's go with something else that's sort of interesting. You can see how the way they have used like select name from customers where name like. Okay, let's this is somewhat easy. Okay, now let's go with the business needs that people may work on. People may work on like in order to find whether email IDs are properly formatted or all email IDs have a particular domain. Maybe a company will be having partnership with other company and both employees work together and the company details have both the employees. But the thing that varies is that their domain name. So in order to derive that particular thing, they'll be using it. So yeah, just let's go into that like. Okay, select name, comma, email from customers. Okay, where email like. You're not going to worry about anything that's going to start. We are going to worry about the thing it is going to end with. The mistake that I have committed is like I have not given this Quotes. It's important that you give quotes. Okay, don't make the mistake that I have made. Okay. So this is how things. Yeah, you can see you'll be getting allies at AOL.com and Charlie at AOL.com. Okay, these people are getting. These people are two particular company like AOL company they are working on. It will be taking. So it is easy to filter. This is how like functions are mostly used in the business cases. Okay, then let's go about filtering, right? Is null or is not null. Null is not equal to 0. People mostly confuse it with whether null is equal to 0. No, null is not equal to 0. Null means missing, the data is missing, otherwise we don't want to give that particular data. Okay, the user is not willing to give that particular data to me. Okay. In most of the forms, you will be able to find the gender that is mentioned. You will be having various options like female, male, others, and you will be having an extra option saying that I don't want to mention. Like the person is not willing to tell about his gender to the person that communication is concerning to. At those places, you will get a null value in the database because they have not entered the values. So in that cases you cannot use equal to or not equal to check null. Okay, if a particular row is having null values, this is an important thing, an important concept that data analysts follow while cleaning the data. The second step of data analysis after injecting the data into the particular thing they are working on, the server or the BI solutions they are working on, the second step it's about data transformation. And in that particular step they are so much familiar to work with the null values, to handle the null values. Those time you should not go and use like whether this particular row is equal to null. It's not going to work that way. Null is if it is someone has entered a null, then it becomes a string, it is not a null object. Okay, so we don't want to get confused in that situations. In order to handle the null, we are using is null, is not null. As the name suggests, is null will be like checking whether the particular column is null or not. Is null or not, it is going to return you a true or false. Okay, and the second one is not null. Okay, if it is not null, do this. You can just redirect something. So here find orders that have no rating assigned. We have purposefully made an order. Okay, order rating as null. If you see, okay, fine. Let's see. Select order rating. Sorry, order underscore rating, or it's just rating. Okay, rating from orders. Where ratings is null. No need to get order ID. It's useless if you're not going to get order ID. See, you are able to get order ID 6, which is null. Just check. That's the output that we also get. So if you use not null, you are going to return every other all other values other than order 6. Okay, see, you will be getting it. See, you don't find order 6 here because it is having a null value. If you are going to use, let me tell, if you are going to use is equal to null, see what's going to happen. See, it is telling no, nothing is null. That is going to return you a wrong statement because order 6 is having a null value, but it is returning nothing, telling that no, all the values are fine. So that's the way it works. So you should not use that. Instead we are going to use is null or is not null in order to check the null values. Okay, I think we are fine with that. We have seen null values. Okay, if there is a null value, how should I handle it? There can be two ways that a particular data analyst or someone working with the particular data table will be having. Okay, they will discuss with the business partners in order to get insights about it, whether when there is a null value, whether we have to drop that complete row, they will drop it. If with null value, if that is not going to make any sense, and the business partners also agree with that, they'll be just dropping it out, deleting that particular row. If you want to but other datas are important, so if it is null, place it with something else in that place and make it fine. Okay, make it fine for calculation, because rating will be working with average ratings and all, and we don't want anything that has to become null. Okay, we will just make it as 0. Business partners would say that. In that position, what you will do, whether you will go and search for all and change it out, that is going to become hectic. We are just working with 5 things, but that's not how businesses operate. So here, wait a minute, let me check once if everything is, yeah, recording fine, yeah, good. So this is where coalesce comes in. Okay, coalesce comes in where it checks a list of expressions and returns the first one that is not null. Okay, this is essential for preventing nulls from breaking calculations. Mostly in making more calculation, when it is having null value, we will be having some problems, especially while we are doing aggregate functions, which we'll be discussing out. So here our option is like, our goal is to select, replace null ratings with 0 for calculation. Okay, substituting 0 for any missing null. Here, first the coalesce will be having the first thing as the column we are going to look onto. So it will be looking into rating column, and it catches order 6 is having a null value, and instead of null value, it is going to replace this as 0. Okay, and they are giving a alias name. Okay, let's work in that also. This is how null has to be handled. Will be giving guaranteed rating. Okay, let's give that name itself. I'm not sure about the spelling. Let me check it. coalesce. Okay, fine. Sometimes errors happen. English errors happen, right? Yeah. Okay, coalesce. We are going to check about the rating. It is going to be replaced as guaranteed rating from orders. See, here you can see order 6 is having a 0 rating. So this is how it works. If you are going to make it like, again you are going to give null, then you are going to give 5. Do you think this is going to work? Let's check. See, this is also working. It is going to take the first value. Okay, first value if you are placing after the rating. Okay, if you are going to place another null also, it is going to skip that. It is going to just take this 5. Okay, let's change it to 4. This is working. See, it also works. So it is going to take the first non-null value. Okay, not null value you are going to give after the column that is going to check. Here it won't be right if you are going to give 4 or 5, because they are not even interested in giving rating for that particular order. So it's better to give it as 0. So we have seen how to handle null value. This is one way of handling null values. Sorting, ordering. Okay, it is an interesting topic that we can talk. So the default way of SQL handling the data is like they'll be handling it in the ascending order. Ascending order in alphabetical order means starting from A, ending to Z, and 1 going to infinity. Descending order is like reverse. It will start from Z and end to A and 10 to 1. Okay. Here our goal is to list orders. Okay. First by rating, then by amount. First by rating, then by amount. So we can do multi-column sort also here. So select order ID followed by rating. Okay, then followed by two things they are asking about. One is about rating, one is about the amount. Amount from orders. Sorry, I'm committing the same mistake again and again. Sorry for that. Okay, there's a problem that has occurred. 1 minute. Let me check it out. Something has happened. What has happened? Something has happened here. Let me. 1 minute. Is this running out? Then it has to run out again. It has happened. Okay. Let's create another one query file and just work on that. Okay. Let's work on this. Okay, it is throwing an error because amount is not there. I have mentioned it wrong. Okay, let's check the orders. That's the mistake. That it's like total amount. I'm sorry about that. Okay, now I think it should work fine. Yeah, it's working fine. So they want us to order. Okay, order by rating in descending, and rating is descending or highest first and then lowest first. Okay, and total amount ascending. Okay, fine. This has to work. Let's see how it's working. Some error. No, we are getting right things like null values are going down. They are not considered. See the 5. This is all arranged in descending order, starting from 5 and ending to 3, and these are all arranged in ascending order, like starting from the lowest value ending to the highest value. So we have achieved this too. This is how sorting works. Then comes the important topic, aggregation. Aggregation plays an important role while we are playing a role as a data scientist or data analyst in order to get the key performance indicators, like in order to know what is the sum of total sales that has happened per month, per year. Okay, so most important is the 3 things. One is count, that we have already discussed. It's going to count 1, 2, 3. It's going to count non-null values that are present. Sum. Okay, sum is going to sum up all the values, all the numerical values. Sum will be used with numerical values. Average will be used with numerical values. Okay, average is like counting all. For example, 5 orders will be adding all, adding all divided by the number of orders. So 5. Okay, and min or max, we can also get the minimum value and maximum value. Okay, here they are using minimum value to get the minimum value as the last order date. Maximum value as the last order date and minimum value as the first order date that a customer would have placed. So let's work on that. So let's work on this. This is interesting. Let's work on all the things that we are going to work. First, let's start with count. Count order ID. Order ID is the primary key. So if you are counting order ID, you will be able to get the number of orders present. So number of orders is 6. It has to return 6. Seven. Why? I think there is another row that is completely with null values. Okay, it's giving us 7. We have to check things. Yeah, we are having 7 values. Sorry, there was some mistake about my, yeah, there are 7 values that we have inserted. It is written right, it's my mind. Okay, this is one of the aggregate function. Then select sum of total amount from orders. It's going to give you the sum as total. We can rename it as, for making it more valuable, like business metric terms. Okay, total sales. Yeah, we are getting this. Then we are going to see 3 things. One is average of total amount as average sales, comma, here what is the problem is, like comma, another one is maximum of total amount as maximum amount spent, maximum sale. Okay, maximum sale from orders. This is the average, and this is the maximum. 1 minute. Yeah, floor is used to, like as the name suggests, floor is a mathematical expression that will reduce the particular decimal value into the nearest numerical value, that is down numerical value. If I use floor, it will be giving us, if I use floor, it will be giving us 248. It was like 248 point something. So if I am going to give seal, it depends upon the business requirement. If I am going to give it at seal, and yeah, let me place it and let me run it. See, it is going to give us 249. That's how things works. And you can also use to find the order table. Let's see, it's like order date or what we have given, order underscore date. Yeah. See, you can get the order, first order date, also the latest order date. First was placed 1st of October, and the last order was placed in 4th of same October. Latest order is about, so just 4 days of order details that we own. We can find that too. This is all about how business. I'm just teaching you with all business metrics, so that when you are dealing with the tables, you'll be able to correlate with them. They all ignore null values, to be remembered, that is important. They all ignore null values except count star. Count star is going to count as star. I have already said it is going to return all the columns. Count star is going to count all the rows that are present, and it will give you a data that is like how many rows are present in the particular table. Okay. Next is grouping data. So grouping data is like, we'll be having various categories to group with. We can group with that city, so that we can find the number of customers that are present in the particular city. We can group with the loyalty status as per this particular problem. We can group with the loyalty status also. Here they have used a formula to calculate total revenue per customer loyalty status. Okay. So here as a result, you will be able to see here they are using two orders. Okay, see, 2 tables. Here select loyalty status and total amount is present in the orders column. Okay, so sum total amount as total spent. Okay, they are taking it as total spent from customer C, orders O. Okay, where we have to refer the condition, the table, that the column that is equal in both. So customer id and customer id, and group, they are grouped by loyalty status. I just want to go like select customer id from, okay, customer id, and as well as I'm taking country from no, just let's go with the same flow, so that we will be able to even know a particular business metrics like calculating. So sum of total amount, okay, from, so we are using from here, okay. They are going to get the loyalty status and sum of total amounts. Here I'm going with customer id and sum of total amounts. We can see how much a customer has spent, okay. We are going to get that too. First let's get this too, okay, from, okay, customer id and sum of total amount, okay, from customers C join orders O, okay. Let's see. I think I'm going with joins here, which is not going to work, which has caused an error. I made a mistake here. So we are going to select the loyalty status. We'll look into joins when we are looking, and at that time I will let you know what was the mistake that I committed, okay. And if you see let me explain it also. Here customer id is in both of the tables, so it is not able to get from where it has to get, so I have to mention it in order to get. Let's see, here it also again a problem, because we are not grouped by anything. So group by what we have to group, like customer id. See, they have grouped according to the loyalty status, and I have grouped according to the customer. The mistakes that I have committed was customer ID was present in both the roles, so it becomes ambiguous. From where it has to take, it is not able to know. So we have to mention from which table. Like customer C is like I am giving a alias name for the particular table and using it as C in the places required. And sum total is already an aggregated one, so we are doing it. And the next problem was, I got the sum, I got the customer ID, whether I have to group it or not. You have to tell that, no? So a customer would have made many orders. So there would be a one-to-many relationships prevailing there. Like one customer having many relationships. So it has to know how to group it. So you have to group it by the customer ID. So if you group it by the customer ID, you will be able to know. It is like each customer has spent how much till the from these orders they have made. One can place 2 to 3 orders. So after 3 orders, how much they have placed and how much is the total amount a particular customer has spent on our company. This is how I wanted to design, and yeah, this is the output. I made some mistakes. Yeah, it is important that we have to even have some errors in order to know various other things that we have not do it in the further rounds, okay, further ways. Okay, this has not used join, but I have used join. I think it's better to work with joins. Okay, so let's I think this is fine. Okay, we are having something known as having here, having. We have seen where, right? Where filters individual rows before aggregations, okay, before summing. Aggregations are all used where we use columns for a sum, average, count. If you use that, that comes under aggregation. If you are going to use aggregation, you are going to group them. If you are going to group them, then if you are after grouping, if you want to apply any conditions to that particular thing, then you have to go with having. Completely you have to go with having. Let me check once whether things are working fine. Yeah, things are working fine. Okay, then in that situations you have to go with completely having. So here you can see this example. We will look into the example clearly, each and everything. So find loyalty status with more than one customer. Okay, loyalty status with more than one customer. So you are going to get a result like loyalty status silver, how many members are present in that particular customer count. So count is the aggregation that we are going to do with. They have done it. We are going to have the loyalty status on which we are going to group. Yeah, we have grouped. Things are fine. So this all are fine. We are going to take it from the customer. So top two things are completed with more than one customer. One customer is like customer ID greater than 1. They are talking about customer ID. Okay, customer ID greater than 1. So sorry, more than one customer, it's not customer ID, count of customer ID. That is, for a particular silver badge or a group, it should be more than one. Okay, if they are only going to have one person for that particular loyalty status, we don't want to consider it. So after having we can use an aggregation function. So here the count of customer ID is counted. So for silver they are finding it 2. Maybe for bronze they would have found it 1 and they have left it. Let's check it out whether we have something as bronze or bronze. You can see we have just inserted one value, so they have left it. For silver they counted, it was greater than 1, and for gold it was greater than 1, and that's the reason they are pulling out these both values. Okay, after the grouping has occurred, having has filters the aggregated result after the grouping has occurred, and after the grouping also you can have conditions, aggregated conditions, like we can count customer ID greater than 1, or telling that the customer, we can work on something else right now. What can we work on? Let's see something else that we can work on with. Right here we have product ID, quantity. We can work on with quantity. Okay, see one or 1 minute. Let's see. Let's have something like count of customer ID is greater than 1. Okay, count of customer ID is greater than 1 can also be used in this condition. Let's see. Let's just have it. Like let's select count of customer ID. Okay, followed by something. No, let's go with count of order ID, like people having more than one order. Okay, order ID. You can see C1 is having 2 orders, so you have to return that. Okay, count of order ID, and second one is about the customer ID. Okay, from orders. Okay, from orders. I'm group by customer ID, having count of order ID greater than 1. This has to work. I think this will work. Oh, we are having 2 customers. Okay, so here the thing that I worked on is like customers who are having more than one order, who have placed in the last 4 days, who have placed more than one order. So here I have taken count of order ID, and I have also taken the customer ID, so that always try to place the aggregation second or third or at the last, so that you will have a clear definition. Okay, did it wrong. So yeah, let me run it. Yeah, you'll see customer ID 1 is having 2 orders and customer ID 2 is having 2 orders. All other customers have just placed 1 order. So you're able to find the customers who have placed more orders in the particular period. So they are so loyal customers and repeated customers, and they will stay with you forever. So this is how it or group. This is how having function works. Here you cannot place var. Okay, after group by you cannot place var and put count. Var doesn't work with the aggregated values. Var just works with the rows. Okay. Then comes the joins. Okay, after the joins, yeah, we are completed with today's session. I think it's interesting. Even I am committing mistakes, and we are just joining and making things better. Here, okay, let's go with inner joins. So let me go with the Venn diagram of joins. For a clear understanding. Okay, yeah. This is the most seen Venn diagram. Here you will be able to see various joins that are present. So the first one we are going to look is about the inner join. I can see that in two circles are represented as two tables. In two tables, only the intersected part, okay, only the intersected part will be given as output when you are going to use inner join. That is, that contents that are common in both the tables. Okay, this is how inner join works. Then comes left join. Left join, all the contents in the left table will be given and the contents that are matching the B table will be returned. So if there are 5 rows from the left table will be present and the contents that are matching those 5 rows from the right table will be taken. Same goes with right join. It goes with right table, right? Okay. Then comes here they have used a particular condition, so based on that it is getting removed. Okay, then we'll work with the full outer join. Full outer join is going to give you both the tables combined together. If it is having null values, it will give null. If it while combining it is not able to find any partner, it will mark that place as null and give all the rest values. So it is for merging two tables without any conditions or without any common things between them. Then full outer join will be used in that case. Okay. So these are the common things that we'll be using. We are joins that will be present. So here first we will let you know the inner join. The default join is the default join being used. If, though you mention it as inner or not, it is going to be inner join. Okay. Get the name of the customer from for it is joins are used for relating two tables. That has to be kept in mind. So get the name of the customer for every order placed. Okay, it is going to get the customers for every order placed and you have to check if a customer has placed no orders. Okay, here I am having a problem in dragging it. Okay, fine. I'll just remove it. Select. They are selecting the customer ID from the customers who are placed an order. Okay, so inner join has to work. So from customers, inner join orders, we have to make it as O or something else that you think is fine. Okay, on you have to put an on and you have to connect the common table, a common column that is present in both so that it can relate. See, it is giving all things except 6 because 6 has not placed any order. If you see here, you will see 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 2, 5. 6 has not placed any order. So only the things that are matching is being given. Okay, here you can also mention because order 1 has placed 2 orders, order 2 has also placed 2 orders. So See, you will get the bunch of customer IDs working with it. This is how inner join works. Only the table that are only that contents of both the columns match, it will be taking that particular value. Left join is about completely left. If you are going to use left join here, okay, it is going to give 6 also. Let's make find all customers and their high value orders. Okay. If you make it as amount, we are going to get, so total amount. So total amount is like total amount from customers. Like we are going to do left join. Left join, it is important which table you keep in this on conditions. So I am keeping customer. So order 6 has not even placed any orders, but even that value will be present. Let me show. Okay. Okay. Let's make this itself. Left join. Let's make this itself. So you'll be able to see the customer ID along with their total amount. Okay, here distance is not going to work because each customer is going to have more orders. So it is going to take all the values from the left column, left join, and it is going to attach with the right table, and you are able to see it here. They want us to have a total amount greater than 100. So let's work on that. So 90, 75 would not be present. Okay. See, these two only are having greater. So you'll be able to find the persons who have spent more. Okay, spent more in the particular product, or they have spent more within this particular period. You'll be able to find it. So this is how left join works. It's going to take all values from the left table and it's going to connect with you. It's important which is the column that they which is the table you are taking as left, and which is the table you are going to take it as right. Okay, same goes with right, and outer join is like all the contents are going to be delivered. So yeah, this is how this works. Now let's move to the case when. Case when is like a important topic that has to be considered when we are working with a people call it like low value. We can tell it as like low cardinality. Low cardinality is like it will have only a particular number. For example, if a row is having marital status of a particular customer, it is going to have either of two. One is single, one is single, one is married, or it can be some others. Okay, this three. This is a low cardinality. So if you want to make, in some cases the columns will have datas like yes, m, or something like that. In that time we can make it, and we can make that to more readably as a single or married. Okay, so here we will work with case when. Here they are going to work with cheap or expensive based on the price. Okay, when the total amount is greater than or equal to 500, they are going to make them as the tier 1 VIP peoples, and when the total amount is greater than or equal to 100, tier 2 standard peoples, and or else they are going to work with the or else they are going to make them as the low. So let's just copy and paste it and just work on it, so it will be easy, as this video is taking about longer time. So here if you go and select it, and if you run it, you will be able to get another row that is stating the order tier. You will be able to even filter based on that. Okay, we will be able to filter based on this. If you create a particular column that says their status, and by marking it, you will be able to find who are spending more and who are spending less. So you can change accordingly the needs and the business strategy around it. So case when is used like it is more or like first, if it satisfies here, when it checks this condition, and if it satisfies, will not go to the next condition. You may say that we don't have any upper limit. No, we don't need any upper limit. When it is able to check case when this total amount is greater than or equal to 500 and it falls into this category, it will just return this, and it will not move to any other conditions that we have mentioned. If it is not going to fall into any of the two conditions that we have mentioned, then it is going to go to the else condition that we have mentioned and move on with it. And we have to when we start a case, we have to end it also. Okay, if you close this button, the case ends. Yeah, okay. We'll and you have to give a number, because it's going to form a totally new column in it. Okay, this is of case when works. Okay, and then we are coming to the end of the session. Here you would have understood how the select from functions have worked. Okay, so this is important for debugging and optimization. From is used to identify the source table, the table from which we are deriving. Where is used for filtering individual rows. Group by is for bundling it into a bucket. Okay, groups. Having is used to filter the groups. Select is used to choose and calculate columns. And distant is used to remove duplicate values and only to get the unique values. And order by is used for sorting. So let's go with a practice scenario here. Here we have to, let's not see the answer. Find the name and the city of all gold or silver loyalty customer whose name contains the letter A. So the results, sort the results alphabetically by city. So we are first, let's go step by step. Okay. Let's take this and just paste it here. Yeah, this would be fine, and it will show error because it is not okay. So first let's find the name and the city of all gold or silver loyalty customers. Select. We are going to have select name and city. This is two of the columns that we are going to return. From which table? From customers table. Okay, fine. Where it is going to check the loyalty status. Loyalty status is gold or loyalty status is equal to silver. It's going to work fine. It's unconditional. Okay, whose name contains a letter A. Loyalty customers whose name contains the letter A. Okay, sort them alphabetically. So let's sort them order by city. Let's order them. Let's see first the answers that we are getting. See, Alice, Bob, Eve, Adams, Diana, and Diana. See, then you are able to, okay, then we can add a conditions and, okay, name, okay, name like, it can be like starting also, we're not worried. Okay, if we are going to take only the middle values, then we are going to get Diana, we will get Eve Adams, but you will not get Alice Johnson. They are saying that name contains A. Interesting question. I think we won't get. Oh, we are getting. So this we have to check it. Let's. Oh, it's going to like. Okay, it is something like it is going to get A. A has to be present. So let's check with the answer. Alice, Eve, Diana. I think we have got Alice, Eve, Diana. We have got Bob even. Let's check what was the mistake. Let's check the mistake that we have done. and the name, like we have done it right. What was the mistake that we would have committed? Everything is fine, doing good. What was the mistake? Here it is, instead of having these two, that got the problem. Loyalty, we are using R statement, and there is a redundancy there. So after crossing that R, we have not even given a bracket there, so it is not grouping it as one. Fine. Now royalty status in, and if you make it as gold or silver, this is how you have to think. This is how things have to work. Now if you run it, you will be running it fine. Yeah, because we have given two OR conditions. No, first our mind goes to OR and conditions, and if you do that, no, it will not. If you bracket it and branch it to one condition and then branch this as another condition, it works fine. It's better to go with this because this is how things work. Simple. Okay. Let's go with next practice one. Okay, we are going to calculate the total revenue and the number of orders, but only for orders placed on or before. Okay, we are going to calculate total revenue and number of orders. Okay, so two things we are going to calculate. Select count of order ID, sum of total amount from orders, right? Okay, from orders. What is the question they are telling? From orders. Okay, but only for orders placed on or before this date, particular date. Okay, where order date on or before, so less than or equal to the particular date that is mentioned. If you mention it, it will be right. 2020. And if you run it, you will be able to get the particular answer. Yeah, you are getting it. 3 orders and total amount is 1335. Yeah, okay, fine. Next one we will see here itself. We will see the answer. Next one is about grouping and having. So list the loyalty status and the count of customers, but only include status that have more than one customer. That was this thing that we already saw. We'll be using having, count, and customer ID. Okay, and then yeah, at the end of this day, we can make a mini SQL EDA, okay, with the ordered data set that we have present. EDA is like a exploratory data analysis that will be did by the data analysts. So here we will be looking into the data, how the data is present. We will be getting the most important values that are present, like the total orders, average order amount, number of people in gold, silver, and bronze customers, list of all customers orders having greater than 5, and finding the customer with the highest total amount spent. I think we have worked in all these things. We are going to put all these queries together, then we'll be getting a perfect mini SQL EDA on orders data. Thank you for today class. Yeah, we will look on to day 2 tomorrow. Thank you.